Jake Lucky says Lulu reveals her TwitchCon PC had a hijacker program already installed before she started using it at the event, causing potential security issues for any streamers who use them. Here we go.
Well, I haven't seen like anything about like what happened to the computer that I was on, but like I'm like so curious if that program was on all the computers at TwitchCon. In case you don't know what I'm talking about. I was streaming at TwitchCon and there is this like hijack program. I have a screenshot of what it's called. It's like it happens with Chrome, but it's a malicious browser hijacker in potentially unwanted program that I'm not a techie person, but that was on the computer that I was using. And I saw like it had popped up yesterday, but I'm like, oh my, what if that's on like every computer at TwitchCon and there's so many people logging in? It was called Safe Finder, but I was streaming and then browsers just started opening up and like typing things in, and I just was like, oh, I haven't seen anything about that.
I mean, that's concerning on multiple fronts. One, if she had to log into it with her credentials, that means they could have captured everything to access her account and stuff too, which yikes.
At all. That's like not the, the worst thing that happened. Well,
that's not the worst thing that happened. We have a follow-up here, quick 30-second clip from Jake Lucky. He says, clip for context, as her PC was being taken over mid-Fortnite tournament. The app was called Safe Finder. So a general PSA to any streamers. Let's check it.
They're fighting it now. They're just trying to secure a win here. They got multiple eliminations, 3 overall.
She's literally in the middle of playing and it bounced out and starts typing things in to a search box. Bounced out.
They got multiple eliminations, 3
typing into a, look at her. She's like, what the fuck? Look at her.
Someone's taking over my computer.
She's like, I'm not typing any of this shit, and it's just kind of going. What the hell?
No, like
they're like in like a remote desk bin.
Yeah, they just like started closing things and like typing. Like, look, I'm not doing anything right now. Look, what is this?
Are you getting hacked?
Make sure they don't show nothing back.
I don't think she can.
She's like, I'm not touching anything. This is, by the way, the PC that's provided, which means that you have to log in with your own credentials and stuff like that. That is scary stuff. Of course, TwitchCon shouldn't be too surprised. For those that aren't sure what browser hijackers are, this is on Norton, which I feel like Norton itself is a virus. Are you getting redirected to random pages or being hit with distracting pop-ups while browsing online? If so, your computer might be infected with a browser hijacker. Thankfully, browser hijackers are often pretty easy to remove. This guide will explain how browser hijackers work, how to recognize and remove them, then get Norton 360. Okay, so they turn it into an advertisement, of course. So I asked ChatGPT, and I said, what is Safe Finder, and what can it do to be harmful for a user? Nice and important question. Safe Finder is a common name for a type of unwanted software that behaves like a browser hijacker or potentially unwanted program. It often arrives bundled with other free software and changes browser search settings to redirect you to promoted search engines, ad pages, or affiliated sites. Here's what it is, why it's harmful, and how to spot it, how to remove it. Harmful: changes your browser, redirects searches, injects ads, tracks browsing activity, IP addresses, and possibly more detailed telemetry. Sites visited, search terms, privacy risk, slow browsing, system performance, can expose you to malicious sites via phishing, creates persistence mechanisms so it returns after removal if not fully cleaned, may bundle additional unwanted software or open the door to more serious malware. And we're going back to the clips from Jake Lucky. Of course, we got Rin Aldrin. At this point, I expect someone to mention how there was a ball pit at TwitchCon. Image from Gemini. Did they really? Hold the phone. Hold the phone. Time out. This is a sidebar. Do they really have another ball pit on the concrete? Guys, Holy crap. I don't know if you know about the history of the ball pit or foam pit, but this is from Chemo. They said in 2022, San Diego's TwitchCon had 2 people severely injured as they jumped into an undisclosed shallow ball pit on bare concrete. Adriana Cheknik, one of the victims, broke her back in 2 places, needing surgery to heal. You can hear the announcer say, "She's fine," as she literally keeled over in pain. Multi-billion-dollar company, by the way. Yikes.
Oh my gosh!
Big Sim needs some sense of her own. You good? Great victory there.
I can't get out. Are you okay? Are you okay?
She's held down by the pitbull. Medic!
Are you okay?
Gravity.
No, she's fine.
No, she's fine. They just can't move. She's fine, guys.
All right, we'll make sure she's okay. Get her out of the pit.
By the way, how retarded are you, Twitch? Like, how retarded could you possibly be to think that 1.5 feet of foam on top of concrete would be enough to not severely injure someone? You got to be high on drugs. There's no way you could put this together thinking that this is safe and normal.
Yeah.
Now she lives in the pit now, kind of thing.
The announcer's trying to make jokes about it. Like, yikes. So yeah, apparently the ball pit has returned in 2025 because apparently they didn't get enough of that. Gemma Paul, TwitchCon, when it's time to screw you over and or jeopardize the safety of its attendees, I got one more in me. TwitchCon security. SafeFinder is just a malware that hijacks your web browser and advertises its search engine's ads. It's local machine based and simply needs to be removed from that PC. Annoying to deal with, but it isn't some grand security risk. Probably bundled with something they installed. Okay, fair enough. And I think he's probably right on that just based off my brief research on it. But even still, like, just the fact that if they're going to be downloading stuff with that on it, how can you trust Twitch to download anything on the PCs that you're using there? I'd be like, well, damn, if someone's stupid enough to have this on here, what else does this computer have on it? Does it have a keylogger? You got to be an absolute loser to go to TwitchCon. Guys, it's true. I live like 35 minutes away from the convention center. I have zero interest at all to go to TwitchCon. For years, I've never really cared about it. But the more I find out about it, the more I'm glad I don't go to it. What a shit show. True says, this is one instance. There is quite literally zero chance it's a coincidence. There was someone that installed that on all or some machines beforehand and clearly had plans to try to execute a malicious attack of some sort. An investigation needs to take place on this. Tell Lorenz be like, no problems. Everything is fine. I wouldn't trust any public computers. It's extremely easy for whoever set these computers up to install backdoor or keyloggers to hijack your accounts. Yep. Like, think about that, by the way. You are trusting these quote unquote employees. They're all basically volunteers setting up. You're trusting them to set a computer up properly without installing a keylogger to take your information and hijack it later and then hold it ransom for hostage to get money from you. Think about that. TwitchCon is so cooked, they generally don't care about the safety of anyone or anything. Only how much money does bringing this streamer here generate. Never log into your account on any machine that is not yours. What? This is why you listen to Hassan, Pokey, and Volcrack. Do not go to this poorly ran event. Wait. What? This is why you listen to Hassan, Pokemade, and Volcry? What? What? As if every creator in unison is saying this, but this dude picks out the questionable ones, we'll just say, especially Hassan. Last year, they let kick streamers in and agitate people for clout. This year, they let an attendee sexually assault a streamer due to poor security, then failed to immediately apprehend him. Very true. All of that can be very true without saying you need to listen to Hassan, by the way. Not that it really matters, but this was more than just a PUP. Safe Finder wouldn't have the ability to switch focus from the game to the browser or type in it either. That's what I was wondering about, because I've seen issues with like having a virus on your computer where it just automatically redirects when you type something in. But these don't typically have the ability to minimize a program, bring the arrow up to the web search bar, type in an entire thing. Like what? Like this is it here. Hold on.
And now they're just trying to secure a win here.
In the middle of the game, it minimizes, goes up, clicks, and just starts typing it.
Eliminations 3 overall, including that one.
Look at it. She's just like dumbfounded. Like, what is happening? What if this is like during a major tournament or something too? That's crazy.
Down below.
Someone's
It's like, I'm not doing anything. What the hell? But yeah, I know you're all really shocked that Twitch is showing even less security on their computers that they provide to the creators there to play the games in tournaments and stuff too. So yeah, TwitchCon, complete shit show. I know you're all surprised. Shout out again to Cheeky Meeple for the heads up on this one, because yikes. But I will leave that one right there.